Same thing. You might want to grab your popcorn for this one because this one is pure poetic justice. The same man who cheered the FBI storm in Mar-a-Lago is now standing in his driveway watching agents rip through his own home. In MSNBC, they walk straight into the trap they can't escape. Let's break it all down.
And they're obviously still there. As you can see, they're zooming in from the camera view that we have right outside of the home. This was an investigation that was ordered by FBI Director Kash Patel, a Trump administration official, telling the Post, but asking to remain anonymous. Now, what's interesting is right before this took place, FBI Director Kash Patel posted this cryptic message on social media as he said, quote, "No one is above the law. FBI agents on a mission." No, and they're obviously still there. As
hours, not minutes, not one knock and leave. Hours of FBI agents turning Bolton's home inside out. This wasn't a friendly visit at all. This was a full-blown takedown. And if you have to ask, what are they digging for? That takes almost an entire workday. Classified documents, secrets he once claimed others shouldn't have, perhaps. And if that wasn't enough, wait until you see the look on Bolton's face when he finally stumped back home.
All right, we're going to get back to that in just a second, but here's live pictures of what we believe is John Bolton returning home. We had a picture of this SUV leaving his office a short time ago, and now it looks like it's made its way with about 30-minute trip to his home. And there's the ambassador coming up, briefcase in hand, waving to the assembled media, and going inside the front door of the home. We will see. It doesn't look like it at this point if he decides to come out and talk. I mean, John Bolton does talk to the media an awful lot, but he has chosen to remain silent at this point. Nicole Parker is with us. And Nicole, it looks as though this investigation, at least the search of Bolton's home and his office, has wrapped up. What do you expect might be in the boxes that came out at the hands of FBI agents, and where does this go next?
And there it is. Pure humiliation. A man who strutted on cable news panels for years now, walking like he just got sentenced by reality itself. Now, I'm going to tell you now, it's not the walk of a man that's in control that you're watching. That's the walk of a man who just realized his deep state buddies, deep staters, they aren't protecting him anymore. And remember, this is the same Bolton who went on national TV celebrating Trump's raid. Now let's rewind on the tape.
Any given moment. But I don't think he cared about the classification system. I don't think he appreciated the sensitivity of this information, and he didn't appreciate the sensitivity of how it was often acquired, the so-called sources and methods. So this had been briefed to him before I arrived. It was repeated frequently. I think it simply had no impact on him whatever.
There's a couple of different ways that people think about this, and people who are not friendly to the president, who think about what's happened here. And one of them is, Donald Trump, master thief, criminal, running some kind of elaborate conspiracy to bring things out of the White House and keep them secret for potentially for political or financial gain. There are other people who attitude is Trump is chaotic. He's careless. He's not that smart. He took these things almost by mistake, and now he's basically stamping his feet and saying they're mine. I don't want to give them up. Give me a sense of where you think the truth lies with respect to Trump's intelligence, carelessness, and the degree to which he might have brought motive to bear on taking these documents out of the White House and keeping them for this long at Mar-a-Lago.
Let's hear it.
Well, it's very hard to speculate on motive other than that he liked cool things. He saw things so he wanted to take them, and he was pretty much able to take them, and not just on classified information matters, on all kinds of things that crossed his desk. Some days he liked to eat a lot of French fries. Some days he took classified documents. He wanted them. Why did he want them? Because he could get them.
Right.
No one is above the law, right? Bolton's own words. He weaponized them against Trump. Cheered when the FBI went after a former president. And today, those words boomerang right back, literally, at his front door. That's not irony. That's karma with federal agents attached. But Trump didn't just, sit back and watch this at all. He lit Bolton up. I mean, he lit him up with the truth. You know, the media will never admit.
When I hired him, he served a good purpose because, as you know, he was one of the people that forced Bush to do the ridiculous bombings in the Middle East. Bolton, he wants to always kill people, and he's very bad at what he does. But he worked out great for me because every time he doesn't talk, he's like a very quiet person, except on television. If he could say something bad about Trump, he'll always do that. But he really doesn't talk. He's quiet. And I'd walk into a room with him with a foreign country, and the foreign country would give me everything because they said, oh no, they're going to get blown up because John Bolton's there. He's not a smart guy, but he could be a very unpatriotic guy. I mean, we're going to find out. I know nothing about it. I just saw it this morning. They did a raid.
Do you expect the DOJ to brief you on this?
Yeah, they'll brief me, probably today sometime.
And the foreign minister.
I tell Pam and I tell the group, I don't want to know, but just you have to do what you have to do. I don't want to know about it. It's not necessary. I could know about it. I could be the one starting it. I'm actually the chief law enforcement officer, but I feel that it's better this way.
Foreign Minister Ross said.
Trump's right. Bolton built his career on pushing wars America never needed. A warmonger who'd rather see young men and women shipped overseas than admit he was wrong. And now the same establishment he served is treating him like evidence number one, rightfully so. And now the same establishment serving this guy up. Now the same establishment circle back on you, bro. That's crazy. You can't make this up. And while Bolton, out here and he's out here and getting shredded, I want you to watch how the media melts down when Cash Patel and J.D. Vance remind them that the law actually applies equally, okay?
Assessing the House still on the scene right now.
Got one interesting tidbit, which is that tweet you just mentioned from FBI Director Cash Patel saying no one is above the law, FBI agents on mission. The Vice President of the United States, J.D. Vance, just retweeted it. So, again, this is social media sort of play-by-play here.
Yeah.
But you now have the vice president retweeting this, this statement. Again, it's not specific. It was put out during the time of this FBI search with now the vice president leaning in, which I imagine will only lead to more questions about the timing of this. And
the Attorney General also had retweeted with comments this morning as well.
So, political overtones here.
Assessing the House still on the scene.
Love to see it, man. Look at CNN panicked because the wrong people are saying no one is above the law. Why? Because they never meant it. They never wanted those words aimed at Trump, nor the allies, okay? But when Cash Patel, posted, then the VP amplifies it. Suddenly, accountability doesn't feel comfortable anymore. That's crazy, right? And JD didn't just retweet, he went on national TV and confirmed what should make Bolton sweat even harder.
We've learned that the FBI is searching the home of former Ambassador John Bolton, his office as well.
Sure.
Can you tell me, why is the FBI raiding Ambassador Bolton's home and office, and did the White House get a heads up?
Well, so we're in the very early stages of an ongoing investigation into John Bolton. I will say we're going to let that investigation proceed. What I can tell you is that unlike the Biden DOJ and the Biden FBI, our law enforcement agencies are going to be driven by law and not by politics. And so if we think that Ambassador Bolton has committed a crime, of course, eventually prosecutions will come. But as you know, Kristen, this is all part of gathering evidence, trying to understand something that we're worried about. And of course, I'll let the FBI comment on the next stage of the investigation.
What's at the root of this? Is this about classified documents?
Well, again, I'll let the FBI speak to that. Classified documents are certainly part of it, but I think that there's a broad concern about Ambassador Bolton. They're going to look into it. And like I said, if there's no crime here, we're not going to prosecute it. If there is a crime here, of course, Ambassador Bolton will get his day in court. That's how it should be. But again, our focus here is on, did he break the law? Did he commit crimes against the American people? If so, then he deserves to be prosecuted.
As we have.
This is just the beginning. Let that sink in. Not in the middle, not the end, just the beginning. That means Bolton, isn't walking away from this. The same law that Democrats used to hammer against Trump is now pounding one of their favorite tools. And when NBC, or MBS rather, tries to spin this political retribution, J.D. Vance turned the tables. I mean, so hard, bro. They still wobbling right now.
You know, a lot of people have already looked at this and said, this looks a lot like retribution. Is this retribution?
Well, who has said it looks a lot like retribution, Kristen? A lot of people who tried to throw Donald Trump in prison for completely fake charges that were later thrown out by multiple different courts. Ooh. I suspect that if the media and the American people let this case actually unfold, if they let the investigation unfold as it's currently doing, they're going to find out that what we're doing is being very deliberate and being very driven by the national interest and by the law here, and that's as it should be.
But you know, a lot of...
Y'all, that was such a subtle, savage reply. Christian Welker, she tried the classic media trick. A lot of people are saying, you know. And J.D. Vance, he cut it off with the truth. Those people, right? Follow me now. Or follow him. Those people are the same ones who tried to lock Trump up. Yeah, those the same people tried to lock Trump up on fake charges. Come on, man. He reminded the country, if we have a republic, then the law applies to everyone, okay? Bolton, Biden, Hillary, Obama, everyone. It's not retribution. That's accountability. But team think it gets deeper, even deeper. Because while Bolton was the headline, the context around this raid is even more devastating for Democrats.
I did not realize this, but there was a probe going on when President Trump was in office last time because John Bolton wrote a book and he violated his NDA, the president said, in doing it. And he felt as though there were classified information in that book. The probe dropped when Joe Biden became president. So is this picking up where that left off, David?
It's possible. I don't know with 100% certainty, but it is notable, guys, that John Bolton, Ambassador Bolton's security clearances were stripped earlier this year by President Trump. Tulsi Gabbard, the director of national intelligence, took that security clearance away. They had concerns. The administration had concerns about Ambassador Bolton still being able to access some of these documents and have some of those security clearances. It's also notable that John Bolton had a security detail as well. Because of the threats from Iran on his life, that security detail, that government federal paid security detail, was also taken away by President Trump. So Bolton was to have to get some private security. So we're looking outside his home right now in Bethesda, Maryland. We're told that Ambassador Bolton's being cooperative. He's not under arrest, not in custody at this point, but still notable, 7 o'clock on a Friday morning, that the FBI all of a sudden is knocking on the door of John Bolton's home. And I also will say it's important that, you know, this is not just the FBI able to do this. A judge has to sign off on this. There are other layers involved here. It's not just the FBI says, let's go to John Bolton's house tomorrow morning and see if he has any classified documents. There are certainly more procedures in there. A judge and others would have had to sign off on this, as well as people at the Justice Department, presumably Attorney General Pam Bondi. No comment right now, though, from the Justice Department. No comment from the FBI as well.
So this started.
Let's not forget, Bolton, he has a history here. So this is nothing new. He was already under investigation during Trump's first term for leaking classified info into his book, which Trump says he violated his NDA. That's a federal crime, right? Democrats ignored it then because he was their useful pawn against Trump. Now, they can't shield him anymore. He's terrified. And while agents are ripping through his house, CNN was stuck trying to explain how the boxes were piling up.
Well, Wolf, we're here in Bethesda, in a residential neighborhood in Bethesda. This is the home of John Bolton. And what we've seen in the last few minutes, we've seen FBI agents come out, go into a couple of these vehicles and retrieve boxes, which they then took back into the home. Now, over the last few hours, again, they've been here for about 3 hours now, Wolf, and we've seen them come out of these vehicles, take take in boxes, what appear to be document boxes, go back into the house. We haven't seen them bring anything out of it. And so, again, we don't know very much more about what this investigation is about, except that we know it is related to an investigation into the possible retention of national security information. You remember, of course, that President Trump accused John Bolton of holding on to classified information, that he revealed classified information in a 2020 book that he published on his time serving during the first term of Donald Trump. He was fired in 2019. And so we don't know whether this is related to that investigation, which was closed in the early months of the Biden administration. We don't know if it's related to that or if there is some new information that came into the FBI that has caused this latest search. Now, as you mentioned, this is one of two search scenes now from the FBI.
I mean, look at their faces. That's not confidence, man. That's panic. They know what the FBI, or when the FBI agents are pulling up, and they're pulling out multiple boxes, it means evidence. It's not just scraps. Enough that they'll have to explain why a man who preached law and order might have been sitting on classified material himself. Yeah, Democrats are sitting back watching this unravel, but the timing couldn't be worse for them, I'll tell you that. Somebody posted this. A week of no DC murders. John Bolton's house was raided. Canada removes retaliatory tariff. Stock market hit another record high. Democrats today. Team Think. Remember this moment. Please remember this moment. The same the same people who preached no one is above the law never believed it. Seriously. They never did. They wanted to weaponize it against Trump, but now one of their own cheerleaders is in the crosshairs. If you made it to the end of this video, let me see. What put warning. I don't want to put warning. That'll probably be too much. Put weaponized it in the comment section if you made it to the end of the video. Y'all be safe. Please go check out somebody today. You can quite literally be saving their life. Peace.